You just have to tell me when. Oh, here we go. Welcome, everyone, to the Hoppy Hearth. Come on in and have a beer with us. You're here to see us go through Session 0 and maybe even Session 0.5.
Oh, God.
We'll see what happens. How dare you? So we're going to be rolling characters. You're going to meet all of the different characters. You'll see their names below them as well, and we'll introduce the players and everything. I forget where I am on the screen. Over here.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Over here?
Yes.
Yeah, over there
is
over there. Those three.
Is these three gentlemen. Wow, this is all kinds of fun.
Well, you'll learn.
And then down there
you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
are the other two players. I'll let them introduce themselves, starting over here.
So is that me?
That's
or-
Max first.
Max.
All right,
We'll go
all
with
right.
Max first.
We gotta learn. Hello, my name is Max.
Should have practiced that.
Yeah, we didn't practice any of this.
It's the best part about being live.
I play D&D, and I'm gonna pass it off to the guy to my left.
Right.
Well, you're
Camera
right,
right,
but
stage left.
camera right. Stage
Do you want to
left.
say what you're going to be playing?
Sure. I'm gonna be playing a Tabaxi rogue
Ooh.
named Storm on the Horizon.
Is that like is that the leopard people, like the tiger folk?
Yeah.
Kind
Like
of.
cat. They're cat.
They're
people.
there's the
This is-
feline humanoids.
Any type of feline, I guess.
Yes.
Hello world, I'm Nick. I will be playing a Furbolg Grave Cleric, so straight out of Xanathar's new edition stuff. It'll be fantastic.
Hi, my name is Brian. I'll be playing a barbarian and then multi-classing as a fighter.
Hi, I am Jacob DeFazio from the Valparaiso University, and I will be playing Eightjaw, a half gnome, half orc wizard.
I want to hear your parents' story. I'm going to find them.
And yeah, when we get into backgrounds, I'll go more into my
Tabaxi
family.
is super lore
So
seekers.
Yes.
And hey everyone, I'm Ty. I am playing Owen Rick, the Paladin, and a real quick little background on that one is I am actually the son of the king of the human race in this world, so it should be
the
pretty
second
exciting.
son.
The best.
For now.
I guess I should introduce myself. I didn't say
Nah.
anything. I am the translucent Mike. I'm the dungeon master for the Hoppy Hearth, and we'll be going through a totally homebrewed world that we all came up with called Iyle. And so we're going to jump right into character creation right now, start rolling some dice, talk a little bit about the backstory and the history of the world, and then we'll maybe run through a couple encounters that lead to some things.
Yeah, I yell.
Like tons of magic items.
Like tons of magic
All the
items.
magic items.
Level 1, baby!
Here we go.
So we rolling all
oh.
together, or
You guys can roll together, but either while you're rolling or before you roll, we'll kind of go over some quick house rules. So
yeah,
that
let's
people
do that.
watching
We
know.
should probably pay attention.
That might be a good idea.
Yes.
I'll write down some
the
stuff.
more I think about it. So a few things that we talked about before, but I'll reiterate here. Health potions. Giving yourself a health potion is a bonus action. IYLE. Yeah.
It's on the handout I gave everybody 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think I lost it
One
already.
that I wasn't here for.
Yeah, that one. It was really pretty.
I need a hole puncher later.
Okay.
I 3-hole punched it already.
So
Boom,
in here.
slam.
I have no idea where I put it.
So
So back to
bonus
potions.
Potions
Sorry.
are going to be a bonus for yourself. Giving a potion to somebody else is an action.
Right.
What other critical role things are there?
Casting spells.
Casting spells. You can cast a spell that is a bonus action in the description at a second level, or no, at any level.
You can cast two
You can
spells
cast two spells.
as long as one of them is second level or lower.
Lower.
It's something that we took from another show to allow people to use more of their stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Critical
Someone's
role.
already on Team
Yes.
8 job.
If we say their name enough, SEO will work in our favor.
Bison Princess.
And so
That's
we're going to be doing that. One specific rule that I have for this world is no character on this plane of existence can speak Abyssal.
right. Or celestial.
or celestial. So for clergy,
Unless
I know it kind of messes things up a little bit. There's
alright.
still ways to communicate with gods.
Nick's gonna kill himself as a character.
Gods and demons can grant you. We
can
talked
grant-
about this.
yeah.
Can grant it to you, but at the beginning, nobody
Alright.
knows how
Really
to
exotic
get it.
Nobody knows.
I got one
It's-
one language thing I'll pick then.
So abyssal is essentially like pure evil and death in verbal form.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then celestial.
The exact
kind
opposite.
language of
counter
Mordor.
that.
Yeah, it's like the language of Mordor, where nobody speaks
right.
it, nobody knows it really.
Right, kind of the black speech. And if you do know it, the words themselves are like corrupting and evil.
Cool.
I like that.
So a wizard can figure it out.
Well, yeah, I mean, anyone,
there's ways
anyone
to figure
can.
it out.
There's ways to figure it out, but
Well,
they have
there's a
side
cost.
effects.
We're just
Yeah.
not doing it now. Got
You
it.
don't
Um,
inherently know the language.
You're right.
So there is that. That's kind of the only really big thing in world that I have. XP is going to be 3 pillars of play, so social, exploration, and combat. So discovering new areas, just by simply discovering and exploring the world, you guys gain experience. It's kind of more like video gamey in a lot of ways.
It's like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, you find
Like
a new
Skyrim or
you
something.
find a new location, you get some experience for it. You
Okay.
find
Pick a lock.
you find like magic items. You find
Pick a lock.
not so much pick and lock, but overcoming challenges. Like you get experience for solving a puzzle.
Right. And like NPC encounters that go well. Or
And right, if you can convince an NPC to do something for you, you get experience for
Right.
it.
Cool.
I like it. It rewards other than just combat solutions to a
That's
lot of
fair.
things. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while I love combat, I think it's a fun way to. It's fun to be able to reward those
More
things
creative.
in game.
Yeah.
Reward those kind of creative opportunities. Those are the 2 big things that I have. I'm sure things will come up, and we'll deal with them when they come up.
All right.
So let's start rolling some characters.
I'm nervous.
Do you want to go over that process while we start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah, we
roll
can roll
characters.
dice and- Look, a 6, a 6,
Get out of here.
a 6, and a 6. Woohoo!
So those are 4 of your stats then? Each is a 6.
It's top 3, right?
So for anyone watching who might not know, and if you can hear me over the dice,
It's not bad.
in Dungeons and Dragons you have 6 stats that kind of define your character's abilities and their traits. And you roll dice to simulate your knowledge and ability in those skills and attributes. There's strength, dexterity, charisma, wisdom, intelligence, and constitution.
There we go. There's a 16.
And so players are going to roll those, and then depending on what class they are, they'll want higher numbers in certain skills and attributes.
You still got 3 more rolls.
If it's a 6, I'm taking it. Gotta be on the table.
Gotta be on the
Rolls
table.
always have to be
It's on the table now!
2 9s and 8 and a 10, guys. Bring it on, baby.
Wow, that's
God.
bad.
You
Nice.
you still have a chance.
Oh,
to,
I thought you rolled the
No,
2.
I have all
roll.
6.
I count the 6.
I have a 16 and a 15 in there too.
I mean, everything's above average, so I can't be mad, but I don't have anything broken.
Oh darn!
I wanted to be
One more.
OP.
I'm actually really good. I'm
Hey,
not like
real quick.
Oh, I have it.
I actually don't.
I'm sorry I'm unprepared, but can you hand me the bolos right there?
Oh yeah.
I got one right here.
Oh, you have one? Never mind, you can keep that. Thank
Baller.
you.
All right,
Bother
cool.
the DM.
I won't bother him.
Are you looking for the
I
size
mean-
charts?
No, not size. I'm
They're-
looking. I
they're-
think I get a +2 to wisdom and a +1
Yeah, I
to
got
strength or
one.
something like that. So
I got a 4.
I have no bad stats.
Dude, I got a 4.
you got a 4.
Oh, so hold on. I did mean to
Oh my
mention this.
God.
So it's roll 4, drop the lowest for each stat, so you get 3
3
dice.
dice, yeah.
You can do that for a stat. You can drop the lowest stat, re-roll.
Oh.
So I can re-roll this 4.
You can re-roll that 4.
And I
Wait,
could
what do
read
you mean?
So
I could re-roll a
you
10?
essentially
Your lowest of
roll
the 6, you can drop that and re-roll it once.
So
you re-roll it.
I
You
need
can
to re-roll all my
re-roll
stats.
your
Oh, so we got
lowest
a 4.
attribute.
He can re-roll his 4.
Right.
I need to.
And still rolling
Let's do
4
it.
dice, dropping the 4th.
Well, I might as well, right?
Yeah, I forgot to drop the 4th die. I never rolled. That's why I went.
I did that
That's
when
why
I
you're
rolled
doing so
Garen.
good.
I was like, oh, this is going great. Actually, this is good too.
I moved up by 1.
Yes,
Thank you.
15.
Where the heck is the furbolg in here, man? Like, I can't find it.
Isn't it chapter 2 that's like playable late races or something
I'm
like that?
flipping.
Also,
through
my
it.
game
pretty-
con die has yet to roll.
No, you're past it. It's the first one.
Is it before Goliath?
Yeah, it's right before Goliath, I'm
They're
pretty
in
sure.
alphabetical order.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dear
The
God.
page
All
was
right.
stuck.
Well, I went from a 10 to a 14.
Everybody be jelly.
You got an 18?
13, 13, 13, 14, 16, 17.
Oh,
You're fantastic.
Anybody want one of mine? I'll trade because I'm okay. Can we
You
trade?
cannot trade.
I'll give you my 8 for your 13.
He won't let me
You
trade.
can't trade.
I offered. I didn't know if he'd let me.
Oh, also, we're playing with feats. I know technically that's a variant rule in the player's handbook, but
Are we still
We're
doing that
playing
humans
with it.
get one
There's
at
a
level 1?
17, boys.
yeah, if you're
Drop that
going
8
with
and
it.
then-
Oh yeah, so we're
That's
playing
what
with feats. Is
We're
what
playing
you're
with
saying.
feats,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there's a low
but
stat.
right, and so I mean,
There's
humans.
me.
If you want to take the variant, you can.
Right.
I rolled
Um,
a 17 and then
So
an
I
8.
get
Wisdom goes up by 2, strength goes up by 1.
Oh, I meant to share this.
see what
I found a thing.
I get. I totally.
Oh, and there's a 9.
16, 15,
Man, I was
14,
doing
12,
well.
Man,
12, 11.
all those 15s are disappearing once you subtract a die.
16, 15, 14,
Well, I mean, it's
12,
still 15,
11.
14,
I'm
14,
bad,
17.
Because you
8,
pop
9.
one of them to an
so we can
18.
roll.
Is
we
18
roll
a plus
roll.
3?
Yeah.
You can re-roll the
18's
lowest.
plus 3, right?
stat.
As well.
18
Plus 3?
is plus 4.
Plus 4?
Plus
Fantastic.
4.
I will take
18
that.
plus 4.
Thank you.
8 becomes a
Gone.
10.
There you are.
There we go.
There you are.
Those are stats I can work with.
Well, then I have to add my mana.
And then I need that
Character
bonus back when you get it.
Right.
Yep.
So I have
You can borrow this one too if you need it.
I want to make.
I mean,
him
it's
feel bad.
Jacob's. It's not even mine.
You want to make
What?
me feel bad?
the Vola?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, I forgot all my ability scores increase.
Are you human?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a prince.
You're not a
human
variant
realm.
human?
I don't know. I can't decide.
This will be perfect for this guy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm probably gonna do variant.
Get that feat.
Yeah, I'm using the
I
app
get
so it's
the-
quicker
that-
to calculate
Oh, yeah,
everything.
just so that I'm not
Which
sitting
app
there
do
doing
you use?
Yeah, no, that makes
I'm
sense.
going line to do.
Oh, okay.
They don't have it for.
Oh, this bonus guy's been well.
Oh, for iPhones?
Yeah.
Bummer.
Okay, so I have 18, 14, 14,
Android
11,
or
8,
die.
11. What should
That's
my
pretty good.
what should my second one bump though? I don't know.
Alright, Tabaxi.
You were playing a paladin?
Yeah.
Wait, what do
I
you
mean,
have
are you
again?
trying to min-max it, or are you
I don't know.
gonna
You rolled an 18?
roleplay?
Oh, you
No,
rolled
I
a 17
have one.
with the plus 1.
Yeah.
What do you get a plus 1 in?
2.
Oh, you get
stats.
2 plus 1s. You don't have any other odds?
So do I go for
I
a
have two
19
11s.
on my dex?
Or
to
do you
start
make one a
the game
15 so it's
Oh,
easier
you can't
to
go
bump
above
up later?
above an 18 to start.
At level
With
1.
bonuses?
So you want your 18 to
Correct.
be your
Racial
strength.
bonuses? Okay.
Okay.
Even
good
with
enough.
racial
18's my
bonuses.
strength,
enough.
yeah.
14
So
con.
thank you for
Right.
thinking.
What do
out
you
loud.
get?
Right.
What are you proficient
Oh
in?
god. My
Like, what are
goodness.
these? Like, is con?
Okay, then I'll go
Oh, that's a
Yeah, that's a paladin
17
thing.
dex. Which is a plus.
Because, like, I'm
3.
wisdom and intelligence.
I am
And
proficient
18 charisma.
in
Is there any combos in the chat? I know you're trying to build character, but
the latest we have is hashtag Team Apejaw. I think it's too soon to pick a side because everyone's going to want to be on Team Owen, but that's okay.
Team 8 job, baby.
I'm just looking for a good story.
Team Apejaw.
I'm
All right, don't
proficient
suck up to the
saving
DM,
throw
that's
wise.
No, that's like literally my character's
wisdom and
backstory.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tabaxis are just super cute. They're essentially cats, so they're just super inquisitive about stories and interesting things. Which is why I almost went a Tabaxi bard, but I decided I wanted to be a rogue.
There you go.
And then what do I get for noble?
It's so quiet.
Got that plus 2 proficiency.
Garbage.
We are level 1, right?
Yes.
You are level
Okay.
1.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to be wrong.
That's
So that's my 15 plus 2.
that's good.
Well, I guess I'm going to be super stupid. Let's do that.
It's always
Clerics don't
fun.
need to be smart.
No. I really wanted to be a wise mentor, but that doesn't mean anything, I guess.
You can still be wise. You just don't know how to add numbers.
No, you're right. I'm just stupid. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Got my -1 mod. Oh, I got 2 -1s.
Got that 25 speed, baby. I'm probably the fastest one on our group.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I was like,
You're gonna learn to hate that 25 movement speed.
I'm excited
It
that
was the worst.
Oh, when you were a
With-
dwarf.
I
Yeah, dude.
hate
Yeah, but I'll get
that
Misty
so
Step,
much.
baby.
There you go.
And
I
as a
can always
barbarian,
use
I'll
that.
get my 10 plus 10.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's right, because you're a halfling, aren't you?
It'll be
Who's
how
got the
much-
highest hit points to start?
Are you
Not
Nick?
Apejaw.
I'm guessing you're taking
I got
religion,
10.
right? Medicine?
Yes.
18
I have
con,
religion,
baby.
medicine,
Are
insight,
you
persuasion.
I put my high stats in
Okay, I'm
intelligence
gonna do
and
athletics,
constitution.
intimidation,
Because that's how I
persuasion, and
visual. Like,
history,
I'm
then.
bulky, but like
Yeah.
I'm well.
a beefy glass kid.
Apparently, I'm stronger than I thought I was gonna be.
So,
I got a
Man.
13, baby.
Yeah, we
There
know
you
that
go.
you rolled really well.
Well, okay. Wow.
I think everyone knows that already.
Oh, dude, I got 2
Wow.
minus.
Salty
I got
over
2
there.
minus
Wow.
modifiers,
Pretty
so it's gonna
salty
be
Yeah,
at
you
this
are.
table.
Yeah.
You're gonna need some
I wanted to trade for one.
14's a
Mean
plus
DM.
2, right?
Yes.
All right.
12.
I gotta give more to charisma. I love charisma too much to not do it.
My charisma's higher than my dex right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I can't go a 19 dex.
Where's my player's handbook? It's right here.
Do you need one?
No, I got mine.
Okay.
Because
Do I
it fits
need-
right underneath there really nicely.
Do I need wisdom or intelligence?
Do I need wisdom or intelligence? I need intelligence for
I don't need any of
investigation
either of
checks. Oh,
those.
but I need wisdom for perception checks. Fuck.
I'd rather dump intelligence.
I don't know how much con I need. I'm gonna be standing in back.
I'm gonna.
Well, my strength is
Alright, which
my
one
dex.
does that
I'm
increase?
going to be weak
Other
as
than
shit.
strength.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
give me
a
1
negative
second.
for con.
9 is a negative
I'm gonna
1.
get a
Yeah.
tation.
My 9 is
I
a
don't know
minus
if there's
1.
any down here. I'm sorry. There's napkins behind the bar. So you need to give another +1.
I need to give one more +1.
And the 10
And
is
you
a
have
plus
wisdom,
0.
charisma.
10's a plus 0, yep.
So
And
it's an 11.
charisma's gonna be a 15.
I would. Ooh, I would either
Okay.
do wisdom or dex to bump that up because you're never going to probably bump wisdom again. So if you make it to 12 now, whereas something like dexterity, you might put stats into those in the future. But wisdom, once it's a 12, it's always going to be a 12
That's
for
true.
you.
Yeah.
And you already have
Oh, yeah,
proficiencies and
that's
saves in it, so
Right.
you're not going to take
Oh, I think
resilience
that'd be
with it
fun.
or
Yeah,
anything.
why not?
So
That works.
So I'm deciding what I want to be.
12. Okay.
It's going to be either chaotic good or chaotic neutral. I just can't decide
Mhm.
which one.
This is a +3.
Alrighty.
18 +3.
So just be
18
chaotic.
4.
Just
yeah,
chaotic.
+4.
Well, I mean,
Did everybody end up with an
writing
18?
it down on a piece of paper doesn't
Uh,
mean
No,
with
no,
my
it's-
racial
it's how
bonus,
I-
I
Yeah,
did.
with racial bonus.
But it just helps guide
I did not get
character
You didn't?
choice.
yeah.
2d12.
I could have,
Still gotta
but
learn my
it,
character.
it would have been.
316s,
Well, and I mean
though.
that's what I mean.
Ooh,
is
that's
you're
nice.
Figuring it out, so
Yeah,
alignment
316s
at first
is
level
nice,
doesn't
too.
mean anything.
It's a lot better than
In
your
my
past
opinion.
I agree.
Yes.
But based on the history I'm building for myself,
I'm
it's
a
main
noble.
character. I got you.
I start my hit
2d6.
points.
I'm also a
15.
cat creature with a sailor background.
How does
Yes.
that work?
For the little bit of ocean we have.
It's just the backstory that I went with.
That's, no, yeah.
There could be a whole lot other stuff around it. Oh, we should have put the map up somewhere.
It's right there. You
No,
can
I
almost.
mean-
It's a 12. A +1.
And like have it
Oh,
build like
yeah.
a cycle or something.
Yeah.
It's not a
11's
big deal.
+0, right?
Oh, great.
Proficiency.
I'm
Maybe
7
We'll put
foot
it up on
2.
Twitter afterwards.
You're 7'2". Woof.
6 foot. I think if for every one you roll, it's another inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's plus 10 inches on top of 6'2". So what is that, 7 feet? Yeah.
7
7 feet, so I'm 7 feet.
What page is that on?
This is 120. Jeez, I'm so tall. God.
I'm rolling for my tabaxi stats.
7 foot. And the weight is times 2d6, so 10 times
plus 2d10.
10 times 9.
And 11's
90
+0,
pounds.
right?
Yes.
So 290
11 is
pounds.
You're a big
Zero.
boy.
0, yeah.
I am a big man. All right. Glad I rolled that.
Beefy cleric.
Roll on your book.
With a -1
Oh,
con. So,
It's a hard habit to break.
Because the books have creases and they're flat.
Yeah. That's true. We'll add
4 10 plus 9 inches.
If anybody
5,
knows
7.
really good padded dice boxes,
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
let us
If
know.
anyone just wants to buy us wormwood stuff.
There's also, you can.
I don't think they have padding in it.
I was gonna show
Oh, they
this. If you want to roll in a box, I have some of this stuff, which you can put down into it, and then
Oh,
that
it's just like
pads
foam?
it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
there
just
you
like a
go.
foam. So I do have that for us as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Thinking ahead, baby.
I'm 5'7". And live.
Is anyone done or almost done that would want to
Should we want to start talking about
give
backgrounds?
character
Yeah, sure.
backgrounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start doing that.
Were you
If
saying
anybody
thinking
has
about-
I'm
anything?
still doing mine, so anyone that
Yeah, I
is
wanted
close-
to. I'll be able to shortly, because I basically have everything in my mind. I just want to.
If you guys want to do that, that's fine. Otherwise, I can find some fun
90 times.
goodies to talk about.
Yeah, you can
What
do
did we
that.
decide? What did I do
Um,
at Game Hall? I took Heavy Armor Master.
We
Yeah,
wanna
we're
talk
gonna
about
do that
those.
again.
Yeah.
You just have to remember to use it.
So something that we did with this world is we wanted to kind of try and recreate each race in a slightly different light than what you might find in the player's handbook. So some races like elves and dwarves we didn't tweak too much, but we still wanted to try and have a little bit of fun things to them. But one really fun thing that we did for gnomes was we essentially made them in the beginning of their timeline, in this world is aliens. They kind of almost crash landed magically into the world of Iyle. So gnomes are very attuned to magic and any kind of plane that relates to magic, and have that sort of innate ability to call upon those skills when required. And so it explains a little bit as to why Apejaw has the, while still being an orc, still enjoys dabbling in the magical arts and such.
Because of that father.
Yeah, right. That'll get explained a little bit more.
Soon enough.
Yeah, and all in due time.
Oh,
Max
good
roll for health,
Where's my
right?
sailor?
Yes.
'Cause I don't think I actually get any proficiencies out of this because I got overlapping things.
That's that sailor background.
Yeah.
It'll make sense.
So with my background, I'm actually doing more of a homebrew. It's going to be the kind of a farmer gladiator. So I'm actually picking up animal
Did we decide
handling
if I could
and
use the
performance as a
scimitar?
result of that. And so I'll pick up one more language and
Looks like it's the same damage.
have
Yeah.
artisan tools
Same damage as a short
with
sword. Then yeah, don't worry.
brewer supplies, and that'll kind of be tagged along with more of my historic background as well.
Yeah, we made halflings.
I'll be a stout halfling.
The way I envision halflings right now, and please let me know if
So
you want to
8 plus
change
con
this.
start. No, you get
They're almost like
you get 8
a
plus
like
con
a
start.
sub
8 minus 1.
gnome. They
So
split
7,
off from the
7, 8.
gnomes a while ago and then formed their own
Minus 1
culture.
con, any concentration.
Very big into
Right.
brewing and just kind of the enjoyment of life.
Stats that you roll.
So that totally fits, and I love it.
Yep.
I got an 18 up there.
Do with an 18. I don't know if I should have charisma to constitution, but that's like the only other thing I have.
No, I mean, play the character you want to play.
Yeah.
I can start with
Don't let the
Gene.
stats decide what you're playing. Play you. You can pretend that you're you have high constitution even if you don't.
I can pretend.
Just lie to
I
yourself.
don't- These two are going to be up in the fray the whole time, so I don't think I like the hit points, but for concentration.
Right, you're not gonna be a
checks,
frontline
right, you
cleric.
know. So even though I'm 7 feet tall, doesn't matter.
Kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
I played a weak as hell barbarian once, or not barbarian, Goliath.
I'm sorry. Does anyone have a player's handbook? I can steal it from them real quick. Thank you. I just got to get my armor, and then I'm ready to chat about my backstory.
Yeah, where does it tell you what armor you start with? Am I like an idiot?
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
it's
here.
It gives you
Under equipment.
under equipment. There's
Yeah,
standard
it
starting
doesn't-
equipment, or you can
it's
buy
As
stuff.
you notice, it doesn't tell me what armor I can pick from.
Yeah.
Go to
You can
the.
pick from anything, right?
It says
It says you're you should be a paladin proficient.
Yeah,
in everything.
chainmail. You start with
Yeah,
chainmail and a holy symbol.
Sweet. Chainmail.
Let's see.
Rogue.
Shield.
leather armor is 11. Starts at 11, right?
It's
11
leather
plus
armor is
dex.
11 plus dex.
Dex.
Leather's 11 plus dex, so just 13 for me with the shield. I'll take
Unarmored
it.
defense
So I got two
for
different things
16
giving me
AC.
perception.
I am starting with an 18 AC.
Oh,
So
but a nice.
Tabaxi naturally gets
13.
Proficiency
Go.
in perception.
12,
Okay.
baby.
And then the sailor background also gives me perception.
I have 7 hit points.
Sorry, buddy.
So the
Can I get
character
double
that we found for
perception?
me
No.
holds a
Yeah.
mace,
Thank you.
but I love long swords.
Might help you even more if
I
you're
might
up on
take a
the sea
morning
ever.
star. Those are kind of fun.
But
Oh yeah, those water vehicle proficiencies. Let's go.
Flail.
I love flails. I think they're the
Yeah, they
most
are cool.
underappreciated weapon in D&D.
All right, guys, we need to have a quick conversation real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if this is too metagamey and
You
shut
are
me up
getting.
if I'm being stupid.
Everyone likes Storm's amazing beard.
Hey,
Thank
There
you.
we go.
That much
Beard.
appreciated. It's my winter beard. It's a free scarf.
Ah,
There you go.
you don't need one of these?
Well, I also have one of
Yes,
those just
we
because I
So,
like the
yes,
look
we
of
so
scarves.
let's talk about my fourth language real quick, team.
Yeah.
For backstory purposes, I really don't have anything else because I got Elvish and Giant that comes along with Common, but with my background, I get one more, and I don't know what I should take.
Because you can't pick.
What do you
this
have
one.
again?
I
I'm
have
sorry.
Elvish and Giant Common, Elvish Giant Common. That's part of the Furbolg, but the Hermit background grants you another one.
Elvish Giant Common.
So I was thinking, like, I don't know, could because
Who have you talked? Who?
Right.
You know, thinking about your background, have you talked?
right.
To,
I
like,
mean, I
people?
could. Is Gnomish one? Is that a? Is
Yeah.
that a?
I don't know.
Because they're pretty close to where.
Yeah, it'd
Those
be
folks
Gnomish or the halflings are right there. Orcs are orcs.
I picked up orc.
Gnomes. Orcs, gnomes, elves are all like around that one body of water.
Okay, cool.
All right. I don't know what I'm gonna pick as my second language.
I get 2, I think.
You have common.
A common and something else.
I think I'm gonna take Goblin.
Sailor doesn't give me anything.
There you go.
I get
Here
3.
we go. Do it. Might as well.
Yep, I'm gonna take Goblin. That makes sense.
There's always
Hermit Town.
goblins around.
They're everywhere.
Always.
All right, guys. I think
Based on
I
our
am good.
world, there's like a
Do
lot
you
of
want to talk about
no's
yourself
then?
then?
I can talk about myself if we've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'd like to introduce my character. His name is Perkins, but he goes by Perk. He is a Furbolg, so in our world, the Furbolg are part of the elf family. They kind of are this fey elf creature that mixed in with the elves. They live in the mountains mainly, and they're kind of miners and crafters with hard tools, sort of like I can't even think what the dwarfs would be almost, but for the elves, they're very large. I'm a 7 foot tall, about 290 pound guy. I'm playing a death cleric or a grave cleric. That's from the new Xanathars, so that's pretty cool. They're based off of obviously death and the balance between life and death, and how abominations to death really hurt and take that into consideration. So the background for my guy, Perkins, is his family was part of the clerics or the holy people for the Morning Lord, which is a god in our land, in which he was raised in that church and raised in that temple to go ahead and be that. From a young age, Furbolgs probably reached adulthood around 30 years, and they can live to like 300 at the latest. So when he was becoming an adult, he actually was met not technically spoken to, but given some abilities from the mistress, who is the goddess of death in our land, and granted him the ability to, through technical spells, it's called Spare the Dying, but he would be able to bring people back to life after battles and such, or after traumatic events, in which case he gained some notoriety in the town, and people were beginning to talk about him. But eventually, the mistress would stop him from bringing people back, would tell him to or to not bring people back, which obviously would make the town very upset if there was, let's say, a important figure like his father that may have died and he was not allowed to bring him back to life. So thusly he was shunned out of the community, and he left as a hermit and has been living in the woods around town. I'm going to leave the rest of that backstory open, but he's aged. Are you going to go in the hundreds?
I am almost 100. I'll be turning 100 in about.
So this was
days
probably when he was
birthday.
30, and he's been living as a hermit for probably the remainder of like 40 years. So he's probably 80 around this point, and just peaking adulthood with his 7 HP that he has. Yeah, dude, my stats are garbage. I cannot wait. I have 2 negative ones and a 0.
Yes.
It's gonna be awesome. So there's gonna be some serious great role play with me. But it's going to be life and death and just bringing people back to life for me, and I'm very excited about it. Backstory.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank
That's
you.
really Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Gave some thought about it. I was going to be a druid, and I was like dead set on it until this stupid book came out. I was like, I know why.
Grave
This
cleric.
stupid book. Damn it, wizards!
Damn you, wizards!
I
of the
gotta
coast.
get a copy of it.
It's on my Christmas list.
Do you want your Volos back?
Yeah, I can give
So-
those back and take them out.
So you grew up in the typical, like the mountains right outside of the forest.
Yeah, and it was
everything.
specifically the Morning Lord's temple that was there, and they thought that I was part of the Morning Lord and like bringing people back via him, but it was the mistress speaking in my ear and giving me that, and I don't know if I've actually spoken with her. Maybe on like a few occasions when she's taken my ability away to bring people back and told me not to.
Right.
And so that was what really upset the town and such, and so I was forced to leave, and I'm just trying to, like, my goals, I don't know if we need to talk about that. I'm just trying to become closer with my deity, as well as find out a little bit about what the gods are. As like a hermit, technically you have like this great awakening that you can have, and it's something along the lines of knowing that the gods are attainable, and that's the drive I have currently. So
Okay.
Nice. That's really cool.
yeah, thanks.
So is your deity the mistress?
Mistress,
then?
yeah.
It's
mistress is the main, but there's also this, because the helpful graph that you made up
Yeah.
is
characters.
It's interesting. I just love the graph. Is that the
As of
Morning
right now,
Lord
unless
is
if
with
we
the
connect
Mistress
with
to make
each
those
other.
offshoots, and so there's a portion of me that is still with the Morning Lord, but it's with like the Mistress, or like the what's the word I'm looking for? When you cheat on somebody.
No, like the other woman.
The other woman,
Yeah.
and so like that's my woman, but then there's still like the main,
Gotcha.
all-consuming Morning Lord that is the offshoot of Mother Nature,
Gotcha.
which is a weird
Right.
kind of dichotomy I'm playing.
Right.
So
Okay, that's
yeah.
really cool. Nice. Oh, I'm glad that you were able to like dig into the
Yep.
the gods.
The
like
gods
that.
a
That's
little
really
bit.
cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll have
Yeah.
a lot of connections to
I know.
gods.
Yep.
So, because I can go next.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I've
if you're
put
ready,
a lot
go
of
for
thought.
it.
So Apejaw.
Team Ape Jaw.
Team Apejaw. He is almost 100 years old now. One of the things that's interesting, when the gnomes came into the world of Iyle, they used orcs sometimes for experiments, testing their magic, because everybody viewed orcs as scum and evil race and everything. So, but at one point, the orcs revolted and were able to create their own society. But my mother, who was an orc, and my father, who was a gnome, had fallen in love and secretly had a child. But when she left to go to the orc society, she had to remarry before I was born. So I have a stepfather, and I always believed I was an orc growing up. But I was shorter, weaker. I just didn't fit in because I'm 4 foot, 10.5 inches tall, where most orcs, the average orc height would be 6 foot plus. So I was always made fun of. The other orcs would call me goblin or other derogatory names. And when I was
It's
about
a mature channel. You can say it.
Later.
There's that mature audience warning when you click in.
Yeah. When my mother realized that I was done growing and wasn't going to fit in, she decided to tell me about my true father and snuck me out of Zutog and into the city of Dolan, which is the gnome city. Found my father shortly after my mother passed away, and on her deathbed, my father promised to get me into the 5 Points, which is the Mage Guild in Dolan. And I spent the next 70 years training and traveling with gnomes and learning magic through them. And now I'm kind of set out to do my own thing. You know, I've learned my expertise, learned what I could in the school, and now it's to create my own magic and to affect the world through that. So, yeah.
Is that something that you want to share? Because I think that's something really cool about your character,
Which?
the making your own magic part.
Yeah, so one of the big things is like so in Dolan there's 7 schools of magic in a sense, and each is represented by a moon of Oculus. And I've studied underneath all of them, but what I want to make my own magic, and working through specifically using I can't even think of the school now. Conjuration magic to make my own types of spells and things like that. So I'm gonna be trying to play around with our DM with different things and seeing what I can do outside of just the regular spell book. So, but right now I have the typical spell book, and I want to broaden my own spell book outside of what I learned in my training years.
So we're gonna die in camp one day because he's messing around trying to create new magic.
Yes, yeah, there might be an explosion or two. Because I also try to make, because that's one of the things. Xanathars, again, the book when it came out has so many cool things in it, including making magic items and making potions and things like that. And that's something that I also want to dabble in.
Cut that out. They're not paying for this.
Yeah.
I have a herbalism kit.
So do I.
Let's do it.
So do I. So yeah. So one of my big things is I'm going to be experimenting. I want to try to make magic items when I get higher level. I want to make potions, make poisons, do all of those different types of things, and get to mess around with those, the out of combat, the out of social stuff, and try to make stuff and
Yeah, so you're
All
playing
about
the
that
game
magic.
to sit by yourself and roll dice.
Yeah, I just want to sit there and roll dice. They're all going to be fighting. I'm going to be like, oh, guys, 1 second. I got one more thing to put
That's a
in
correction.
here.
I won't be fighting. My stats will not allow me to fight.
We got 3 people fighting.
So, but no. But I'm really excited for the guy. Should we describe how we look too outside of our height?
that's fair.
I mean, so
if you have like a
Yeah.
good vision of it.
So if you think of a typical orc, a lot of them green or gray skinned. Like I look like an orc, but I'm super short. I have an underbite, with really small tusks, but an underbite and everything. I have a sad talk where most gnomes are high pitched, but I talk like this.
Good.
So I'm gonna be trying to do that a lot. But yeah, super short but stocky. Like he's built like an orc. He's just half their height basically. Not as strong. Yeah, I'm built but not strong. So I can take a punch, but I can't give a punch.
You got those Ryan Reynolds muscles.
Yes.
Hashtag to Ryan Reynolds.
Hashtag Ryan Reynolds. Hope you're watching.
Yeah.
Thanks
for tuning in,
He's
Ryan.
a big fan.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, he's
We do
I do
brunch
need
tomorrow?
to finish picking my
Don't
spells
confirm it
up,
with
though.
him, but he's a huge fan
Yeah,
of
he's
the
a
Hoppy
big
Hearth.
Don't confirm it
Huge,
with him.
huge fan.
Actually, if you want to tweet about the Hoppy Hearth to Ryan Reynolds, that's totally fine.
Just don't say we said anything about
Yeah.
Based on his Twitter shenanigans, he might be okay with
Does
it.
he have
The Hoppy what?
Who the hell are these
the
people?
what? Huh?
All right, do you want me to go next? I'll,
Yeah,
jump into my
go
backstory
for
if
it.
you're done.
Unless, Ty, did you want to...
You can? No.
Oh, okay.
I'm still
Go
doing
ahead.
things.
Yeah,
Um,
where I know you're...
You can go.
Oh. Okay, so my character's name is going to be Rex Maximus. He is a halfling stout barbarian, and his origins was his father was a brewmaster in a small village, and his brew was becoming more well known, and there was something special about the brew and the hops used, and as Rex was growing up, his father would teach him all about farming hops and making the brew. And his real role was actually taking the brew and bringing it to the larger town nearby and selling that. And it was one day when he was actually captured after cleaning up shop after the town was raided by a village of orcs. And because of his stature, they thought he was a child and took them back to their camp. They tortured him for a long time. They had him captive and had him fight other people and had him fight other animals, and that's kind of where some of his gladiator skills had come into bat. That's kind of his story. He had at one point escaped, and after a little bit too much celebrations on the orc side, he was able to slip away. And unfortunately, because of the duration that he was there, he had found out that they were actually training him for. You're gonna have to help me with the pronunciation of the tournament.
Sorry.
The Giab
I don't know.
Club.
Oh, yeah.
Gold
Did you make it?
It's whatever you want it to be.
It's,
It's like saying it on stage.
You're gonna have to help me with the.
Jakubub. Sure.
Jakudab.
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 Kobe.
Jacoby.
Believe it or not, we came up with all these names.
We're really gonna mess up.
Jakudab. We'll just go
I'm just lacking and
Jakudab.
didn't really do
Jakudab.
much for this world, so I
Alright,
had nothing
up
about
until
this
5
world.
seconds ago, we could have changed it. Now it's canon.
It's canon.
Jakudab, which is essentially
Donkey Job?
We do a flashpoint like
a
DC did.
tournament of champions in
in
a kind of like a gladiator ring coliseum style,
That's not
and
what is it? Somehow I have
winner
two players' handbooks.
is highly prized.
This one's mine. You can have that one. I'll take it.
Obviously, there's a conflict between orc and halfling races because they're associated with the gnomes, and so they were essentially sending me as kind of like a someone to warm up the crowds, if you will, because I wasn't anticipated to make it very far. But in training me to fight and putting me through that, I kind of picked up some other skills. So I actually ended up rolling pretty well, which is good for my character. And Yeah, so
Nice.
he's now kind of in the wild. The other portion of this is he's kind of forgotten who his family is. He's taken a number of hits. He's suffered many concussions. He doesn't really know his origins, aside from still retaining information about, basic brew stuff. He never knew anything about his father's brew, and I think that's something that sits on well with him. So he's trying to rediscover who his family is, and maybe find something about a little bit more of this brew. Which I think could go down a couple different avenues.
I have one follow-up question to that.
Sure.
That you don't have to answer now if you don't have an answer for it.
Sure.
But what was the name of your father's brew?
That he doesn't know.
Okay.
That would be something that he forgot. Along the lines, Maximus actually isn't his last name. Maximus was something that was bestowed to him upon by the orcs because of his small stature. He's someone who is very small but packs a mean punch, and unfortunately sometimes that gets into him in a little bit of trouble because he might run his mouth a little bit. So it's a lot of person in a very small package, and we'll see where that takes him.
And our
That's
barbarian is officially being compared to the Grand Duchess Anastasia. How exciting!
Fantastic.
Have you heard? There's a
Do
rumor.
we want to talk about how you look? Did you talk about? I'll do that too.
Oh, yeah.
As far as look, I mean, he's a halfling. He looks like a kind of a small
halfling.
person.
Yeah.
Really not a whole lot to him. He might have a little bit of an Irish accent, and aside from that, nothing describable.
Real quick, just going back to Perk then, aside from being huge, he looks like when you're like a furbolg, you're kind of looking a little dopey. That's kind of just how you look. You have little pointed ears. You're pretty much an elf that was touched by the Fae and swelled up to look huge. He's got like a messy sort of like orange-red like top with like tiny like tusks, nothing like orcs or anything like that, but he's got some like purple bluish tones in his skin like you would imagine a Fae creature would look, and just huge. So that's that.
Nice.
So follow up to Furlbogs for anyone that made assumptions like I did that might play like Warcraft or World of Warcraft. They're not like you don't look like a bear, right? Are you furry?
Yeah.
You are.
There's a little
Okay.
fur. There's a little
Sure,
fur.
we can find
But their
alignments are completely
Well,
different
right.
from World
Their
of
alignments
Warcraft.
are way
Lesson
different.
guiding
I
bolt.
needed to know your cantrip.
He's actually
okay.
good.
That's why. I was
That's what you're looking. Mending.
Yeah.
Mending.
Leather armor is
take
11
it,
plus
but
dex?
no reason
11
to
plus
post
dex.
it.
Absolutely not.
Leather
Please,
armor,
I want
yes.
mending. I want
Yeah,
it so
no,
bad.
that's why I didn't take it.
Well, thanks for confirming that for me.
Yeah, no problem. They're hairy, but they're nothing crazy. Cool. And I am ready to go, guys. I got my spells gone.
I don't know where the best way to
I'm
go.
almost
Yeah, I just
there.
finalized
So
my
close,
spell.
guys.
Maybe we'll do one of these, just like. Can they see?
Just hold
How's
it
that
tight.
looking?
I don't know.
There's a Furlbog right
There it is,
there.
right
There.
there.
Look good. You look good.
Thank
There
you.
it is.
Thank you.
Get that crowbar.
Okay, so I could talk a little bit about my backstory. It's something that I'm leaving pretty open depending on how certain events in the world happen. But like I said, Owen Rick, second son of Bruce Rick the Eighth, the current king of the City of Splendor. So a little background on the humans, which we'll get into, I'm sure, later. But they actually are one of the newest races in this world. And what they did is they basically built up this great city almost in the middle of the map and united the good races to be able to battle evil. So from then on, they've always had a really heavy influence in the world, even though they're the newest, right? So I'm the second son, so I'm not actually in line to be the next heir to the throne. But I am super young, so it might not happen yet. I'm 17, and I'm a human, so...
Pulling that pal game out
yeah,
right now.
throwing that PAL game out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hashtag past campaigns.
Hashtag inside joke.
The internet always does this.
So, basically what I'm doing right now is my father, the king, sent me out into the world to go basically learn about it, because even though I might not be the next heir to the throne, since I am a prince, I will, in some capacity, have influence over the world. So he wants me to go out, learn as much as I can about, the different races, the world, so that I can come back and eventually, lead some form of people. Maybe not everyone, unless something bad happens to my brother. Who knows? But I am starting.
Plot.
I am starting as a good character. I plan on going out into the world and kind of being a man of the people as much as I can. Maybe with a little bit of teenage angst in there. But who knows? If certain events start happening, maybe I'll become jealous of my brother, change things up in the middle of the campaign. Who knows? So it should be fun.
Dad, you said I could sit on the throne.
How old are you again, Perk?
82.
82, okay.
All right.
And I'm 19.
I guess I'll speak about Storm now. So, Tabaxi aren't really a race that, they're new-ish from Volos, and I've never played one before. So they're a weird race that isn't very prevalent in our world, and the way my backstory goes is I don't know any other Tabaxi, because I was what they thought was a stowaway cat on a ship.
Yes.
And they kept to raise.
He's
and
a
then,
nice house cat.
Yeah, and then and then it turned out that I was essentially sentient, and
Why is he getting bigger?
You
I kept
came into a
growing.
family that got a crocodile for their kid.
Right,
And
yeah.
it was like, this will be cute.
It's
And then
the
they
family that-
can't flush it down the toilet.
It's the family that got the teacup pig that turned into a real pig.
Yes. Yes.
And so I don't really know much. I don't know anything about my parentage or anything like that. But I grew up on this ship and just followed the sailor ways, and now I'm 22 and ready to go find exploring. My innate need to kind of find new stories. It was great on a ship because every new port has new stories. But I have some craft with being naturally dexterous with the rogue things, and my plan as of now, it's not to level 3, but I'm planning to go the swashbuckler rogue.
Yes.
Which is really fun. There's a lot of charisma in there, so I'm going to work on that. And I have calico fur.
Do you have a specific age? I don't know
He's
why.
22.
Oh, 22.
Is
I
that
missed
cat
that.
years or
What are cat years?
What are cat years?
Mike?
Do you have 9
Or
lives?
those
Do
Tabaxi
Who do you
years?
think you're talking to?
you have 9 lives?
You
No,
called yourself a cat.
Gets 3
Cat,
deaths
feline-esque.
and 9
Feline-esque.
death saves.
My-
Yeah, can he have 9 death saves
Cats
instead
are-
of 3?
Cats. Tabaxi have
But if
similar
he still
lifespans.
like
fails
it.
3, he dies.
He said he wasn't a cat.
Oh.
Tabaxi have similar lifespans to humans.
Did you take light? I'll take it. I can't see.
I have
myself.
dark vision.
I can
I
see
don't.
without
I
it.
don't, I
so-
don't have dark vision, so
No
I'm
dark
taking
vision.
it.
Someone needs to make me goggles.
Fur
of dark
dogs don't
vision.
have night vision?
I don't think so.
They're
I mean-
they're fey, but
That's
We can confirm.
Check it out, Bolos.
I'm on it.
I don't know the
Chad.
rules, so
Chad, you know.
Yeah, does anyone chat know if
I don't think
Robots
they have it.
have night vision? Dark vision.
Night vision.
Night vision.
Same thing. I mean, essentially the same.
Infrared? We're looking it up though too, so don't worry about it.
If I can remember where the heck the races are in Bolos.
So, one of the interesting things about
There we go.
my character
There he
and
is.
Owen Rick's character is that I actually attended the funeral of King Bruce Rick the Seventh, which
Did you
happened
remember
about
grandfather?
5 or 6
Yeah,
years
I gotta
ago.
take light.
Owen Rick's grandfather. So I met briefly Owen Rick when he was still a lot younger, about 12 years old. So I met him briefly when I attended as a contingent from
Yeah,
Dolan
dark vision.
for the funeral. So I did meet him briefly in that
Oh,
time.
you do. I have dark vision.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird that I was taller than an orc.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as that got.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Strong bond.
Oh, and I meant to mention this in my backstory because we talked about gods specifically with the cleric. The gnomes specifically pray to the Weaver, and the Weaver kind of controls magic, and is one of the old gods. So I do pray to the Weaver
Like the gods,
at
like-
times, and I also sometimes play to the Black Knight, who is the god of war in a sense, and is the god of the orcs. So growing up, in the orcs, I grew up originally praying to that god. So I do pray to 2 gods, not as a cleric or a paladin would, but in a world where there's gods, a lot of people pray.
A lot of people find
Find
comfort
solace,
in,
yeah.
in knowing that there's something else going on.
Yeah. So.
One thing I forgot to mention is the ship that I was raised on is named the Mage's Cudgel.
Ooh.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, the Black Knight.
The mage is at you.
And yeah, that's all. I didn't really build much into my backstory, so do whatever you want with it.
I love it. I love that the ship already has a name.
Yeah, so you came.
I
So
looked at
you
the name
probably
tag.
came from a different continent originally.
Probably,
then?
and
Yeah.
like now I'm just here.
because I don't know if
I
you
don't
mentioned
think any
there's
of
not a
us
lot
have
of
seen it to
sea
backseat
a
either.
sea trade
Right.
in our world
Iyle.
because there's only one city that connects to the rest of the sea in our world, so it's really interesting.
One major city.
Yeah, one major city
Yeah,
that
so-
connects to the sea. So we're very confined continent.
And you know what? I can
guess.
spin that my way and say that not much comes out of this
Yeah.
port, and I'm curious about this entire continent, so that's why I'm starting to wander it.
There it is.
There you
There
go.
it is.
There it
You
is, and
figured
that's
it out.
us.
That's it. That's everybody.
Looking for the catnip.
Yeah.
All right, we
Not
got
cat.
we got our characters.
Guys, well done.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I-
no,
I
I'm
do.
really excited too. But that was my question because I don't know if you're gonna do it in like your intro. Do we know each other beforehand? Like we all have our backstories now, and I kind of interluded like
We've
I've
met
met
each other.
Owen Rick, but I don't know him by any means. I don't, or if
So,
you were gonna
I mean,
try to
here's-
start us in a bar, or
Here's
yeah,
the thing.
The Hoppy
If you
Hearth,
guys,
perhaps?
I was really hoping you'd say that it was the name of your dad's
the Hoppy Hearth.
brewery was the Hoppy Hearth.
No, we can start in the Hoppy Hearth.
We'll,
Yeah, guys.
we'll see what the DM has planned.
Yeah.
Guys, I got it all worked out.
Oh wow,
Don't
nice
worry.
words.
Well, that was my question. Or should we try to find a way why we're together now?
If
Well, the
you
only
would
thing-
like to do that,
yeah.
by all means,
The only thing
you're
that I
welcome to
discussed
have those
with anyone
relationships.
was that we knew each other, and potentially he was like my teacher, like on an intelligence level,
Very
but
wise.
I thought about
Not very
like a
smart.
school teacher.
approaching somebody
those.
being
I got
like,
those.
I
what
probably
if
can't teach you
one of
anything.
you was the family that thought they were raising a cat, but I decided to go sailing.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
mean,
like if you were
oh,
like
yeah.
you were like the king's cat, and all of a sudden we're like, who the hell? What the hell? Why are you walking on
Yeah,
2
exactly.
feet, weirdo?
Weirdo.
You start talking to me, I'm like freaking out. That'd be
you
kinda
by no
funny.
means
Yeah, then 20 years
need
later.
to have
Okay.
through this backstory and the information that you guys have already provided. It can very easily be justified why you're starting where you are.
Yeah, and I think we'd be good too because
Let's just
what's
do
really
that.
cool is, well, he's coming in as a tabaxi, but the three of us have connections through our races even.
Yeah.
You know, being a halfling, I part gnome, the Firebolgs are right on the border of both those communities, and
And I'm a wanderer, so I can be literally
Well,
Yeah.
anywhere
for
at
the
any
sake
time.
of
Although,
continuity,
with you being half
we
orc, I
should
might
probably
trust
just
you.
not know each other because we didn't.
I'm
really,
fine with not knowing each
we
other.
didn't really prep
that's
anything
fine.
for
You
him.
don't have to
Yeah.
trust me.
And
I
you
don't
probably
trust
wrote it,
halflings.
so let's do
I mean, I wrote it in a way that it wouldn't have mattered.
it. Okay.
We're
Yeah.
gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Is
now.
Arnor gonna die?
Is that
Yes,
the,
I rolled a 2.
Is that the die that did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag campaigns.
Hashtag inside jokes.
Hashtag people die.
All right. Well, then, should we just get started? Do you want to pause really quick?
Yeah,
Not
do
maybe
beer
pause
check.
the stream.
Yeah, we don't need to pause
Pick
the
up
beat,
another
but
beer.
yeah, I mean we are at a brewery right now
that's
drinking.
true.
So
Well, our brewmaster should get us some beer.
yeah,
Right.
brewmaster.
One of those.
Yeah,
I'll take. If there's any nitros left, I'll take one.
I threw in a hashtag never forget. For
I'll take
Arnor
one of the
in
ambers.
chat.
Yes.
If there's still one
I
more
love
of
it.
those.
You killed him, so.
That's
Please.
that's the royal family's dog.
Get out of here.
The royal family's dog.
Don't put that in his head. He'll,
I am
he'll
royal.
run with that.
No, I'm royal.
Amber.
Oh, so that's your Henry's here.
Oh, it's your dog.
No, my dog's.
Let me
at
finish
my
this water.
parents'.
I can put my beer in here.
Anybody else?
I
I
mean,
still.
I could do a top off on the one you had open, but I'm good for now.
That's a good idea.
I'll,
Might as well.
I'll hang
So
on
once
for a
we
second,
get going,
and then
I hope
I'll
you're
make
doing
you
our
get up.
bar
And, I'll
order.
make you get up and get me
Yeah.
one in a little bit.
yes.
So I need to remember to look at the camera, not the microphone.
There's not.
Yes.
much.
Now look at the microphone.
I've totally been talking
I
my
think
exposition to the
at least
microphone.
look that way.
So
I mean, I'm looking. I
Did
mean,
anybody else
it's
want a small
close.
glass of this?
Thank you.
Because
I was-
there's not much left.
I'll-
I'd like
I'll
some
take
Are there
it.
any
just a
other
little bit.
spellcasters right now, or just the two of
I'm
us?
doing no magic.
I mean, he'll be able to cast.
in a moment, but I wanted to make
In
sure
a
that
hot
spell wise
Shitty
we weren't.
spells.
That's why I was looking. We're not
Are there
stepping
any
on each
pint
other's
glasses
toes.
left over there?
That's why I wanted
Any
to
pint
look,
glass looking
because it'd be
things?
silly to step on each other's toes.
Oh shit! I can't take light. Never
Why
mind.
not? You only get 2 cantrips.
Get 3 cantrips, and I forgot I took one from Xanathar's already.
Thank you, sir.
What ones are you taking?
Toll of the Dead, Mending, and Spare the Dying.
Nice.
Oh, Spare the Dying doesn't count because I'm a Grave Cleric.
Hardcore on the internet.
There you go.
There it is.
Nailed
Nice.
it.
There you go.
So you still can have light.
I need light.
When you
Um,
truly have faith
I'm
in the
just
volume
pulling
of the
this in.
glass you're pouring your beer in.
Oh, so when I recorded that little video that we put up on social media,
Which was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Thanks, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I'm totally
And that's it.
No, so on my DSLR, I can like flip over the screen so I can see what's
Right.
being recorded.
Right.
And for the first 5 takes, I was staring at the screen and
Yes.
so the
Sorry,
conversation
this is a
was
small-
here,
That's
not to the
Yes.
person who would have
I
been
love
watching
it.
it.
I absolutely
thank
love
you, sir.
that.
There
I was
wasn't
like,
much
thank
said
God I
about
put
that.
this in my own
I should've
apartment.
gotten 2.
No one else can
Can
see
I just
it.
say something?
Is this a
This
farmhouse?
is the 3rd time
This is-
I've spilled beer on my new
Or
character
is it a
sheet.
triple? Like, look.
Good luck.
The
Good luck.
third time.
Have any of those characters died?
No.
We're gonna change that right now.
Oh, excuse you. Did Garen ever die?
And then I have a raspberry
No,
sour.
I was
He killed
he
me.
killed a lot of
And I have a
people.
little- I'd love some of that.
I wish I liked coriander. I hate coriander.
That was an expensive small bottle. So
No,
damn it.
I'll finish
I'll
it.
take it.
I'll finish it.
Okay, are you sure?
Who's gonna complain about it?
I know. All
it
right,
was
Let's do
like
it.
a 10 ounce
About it, but
bottle.
I'll drink it.
let's
If
start.
anyone's ever
on,
curious about the
We're
flavor of
splitting
Blue
that
Moon,
pretty small.
it's coriander.
Oh,
I don't like it.
God.
Okay. So now's a great time to bring up that this is my first time ever really being a dungeon
Yeah.
master.
Trial by fire.
Live, baby.
Live.
Yeah.
Did it live.
Yeah. We switched from the. I used to DM for a
live.
while,
This is
Yeah.
real life.
and we decided to start the
IDM.
new stream
Ty DM'd.
with
Yeah.
a new
I DM'd the one-off.
DM, so it worked out.
Yeah, you did the,
I did
the
too.
one.
Yeah, Brian's the
You
only one that
DM'd
hasn't
before
DM'd.
that.
I had DM before that.
You have to
Not
set up a
well.
one-off someday.
Yeah, do it.
I prefer to be a player for sure.
So do I.
I'm sure most people
I'm torn.
do.
I'm torn.
That's not true.
We're
Some
gonna
people love
find
DMing.
out how
He
I
loves
feel about
DMing.
it.
Yeah, some people love
I
DMing.
love
likes,
both.
He likes getting magic items.
Yeah.
I do like getting magic items.
You can give your NPCs magic items.
Also,
what he
for
does.
me as a player, this is
I
the
don't
first
give
time
my-
I don't
Well, I
pick
give
up
them,
and
but then I
incorporate
usually
any
end up
magic.
dying. So you guys.
I'm
don't
like,
really.
I'm doing like pure fighter.
Pure fighter.
Before I
Nice.
had rogue, and before that I had a
This is my first non-mage character.
Eldritch
I was a
Knight.
wizard.
Yeah, you're almost always a spellcaster.
Yeah, I wanted to try something different. Stabby stab.
Barbarian.
Stab.
So yeah, I guess.
Third
No, we
lawful
can keep
good
talking. It's
Oh,
fine.
Yeah, you lawful good again, Ty.
I think I'm gonna do neutral good. Or,
Oh yeah, I'm actually playing for the first
Oh,
time ever.
yeah.
I'm playing a lawful good character.
I don't know.
First time
Oh.
ever.
I mean, I'm free to suggestions for alignment.
You can always decide
I was
after we
thinking-
start.
Sure,
running.
yeah.
I,
with a bunch
I
of
left
bugs.
mine
It's
blank
very
because I'm
true.
flipping between chaotic good and neutral good, but
I think I'm going chaotic
I
neutral.
like chaotic good. That's what I am.
See, I find it. I don't know. I personally find it really hard to roleplay chaotic.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Yeah.
it is hard.
I'm hoping not knowing any of the customs of this continent will help.
True.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of royalty. It's hard to be chaotic.
No, I won't be
Unless
chaotic.
you go
If
the-
anything, I'd be
You
like
know,
neutral
The drug sniffing
or evil.
horrible.
I don't think I'd ever be chaotic though.
lawful evil.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, this is my. This is the
Paladin
time where I get to
for
like
back then.
leave the community for like 3 months and actually like drink and do drugs and
Rum
stuff.
Springer.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
said.
the halflings the gnomes and halflings kind of have a
Halflings do have rum Springer.
That's how the
Halflings do have rum Springer.
That's
Ours
kind of how
do,
they
yes.
started their own
You're
culture.
right. You're right.
Yeah, the
That's exactly
halflings,
right.
that's how they broke off, is the ones that didn't go back to the gnome society, started their own society because they
So
went
gnomes
out
are
on
Amish.
their time and then decided, well, I'm not fucking going back.
So
And then they drink
yeah.
so much that they're a little shorter than gnomes.
Yeah.
I know the least about
stunts
this
are
world
gross.
that was built. So
Brian,
it's
I
good.
think Brian's near you as well for knowing about the world.
gonna
Yeah, I mean,
learn from
I grew up in a small village, so
Yeah,
yeah,
all
I'm not
good.
from this continent, so it works out.
I got the world down.
That's all good.
I'm glad you're the smart
I'm
one.
pretty good at it. I just forget the
I'm the
names.
smart ones.
I don't have the stuff in a binder
Which is
yet.
weird
So.
that the half
What I
orc is
don't
the smart
have
one.
is the freaking calendar, but I know
I got the
the
kind
whiz
wanna-
kid
you
next
wanna-
to me.
you
is
wanna-
Are we
good.
starting
You
on
want a
that day
copy of
that
it?
you originally told me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll be keeping. I'll be
So
Hey,
we're
when's the
just-
next festival?
We're just
Tomorrow.
gonna jump in.
Tomorrow?
Do we all have to pick birthdays?
No,
No.
I
I was like, my character
I
would
mean,
not know
I
their birthday.
encourage
If you
it.
want to.
So I'll say one more thing, just mostly to the table before we get started. I mean, I encourage you guys
I
to
was about to say the same thing.
to come up with birthdays, to search the internet to find pictures that represent your characters.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
have some.
I'm working on a Hero Forge thing.
If only to help you get a better feel for
Oh, yeah.
who you are in the
Yeah.
world.
Except I have a flail.
So, by all means, I encourage all of that kind of back research on your player. If you want to type out a backstory and send it to me, you
like,
can.
I forgot about this one.
I mean, we
Whole
talked
backstory
about
I
it
could've
here.
read.
Fingers crossed it's all recorded because I didn't
Could've
really
read
leave your
it.
stuff down.
That's fine. I can create a thing. I made up most of it on the spot. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. But we'll be able to explore that more kind of throughout the world and everything. But
Yeah.
The most preparation
Yeah,
I
I'm
did for this
excited.
character was buying new dice.
There you go. That's vital. Are you using the dice that you got from the
Yeah,
other?
yeah.
Also, don't
So there's a guy
encourage
on
his problem.
Twitter.
It's not a problem. It's a
Named
feature.
Matt. Another DM named Matt.
I'm gonna look up his handle.
And
Matt, DM.
and he had a
DM,
contest
yeah.
for dice, and I won them. So I'm
Oh,
going to
you
be
did?
using them this campaign. They're like a highlighter yellow. They're actually pretty cool because if you look closer, they got like swirls and then gaps
someone-
without the swirls. So they're pretty cool.
My other
So I'm gonna be
campaign, someone
using
has those
those.
dice.
Yeah, so I'm going to be using those throughout. And
Yeah, so he runs a lot of other contests. I think
John, if
he
you
like
ever watch,
creates
he has
his
your dice.
own
terrain, yeah.
and stuff.
And
Like, he
he's
does his
been doing
own-
some videos.
Yeah,
For terrain.
which is really cool. So check him out. He's at the other DM Matt.
Oh, I like that he embraces
on
that he's
Twitter.
the other Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not Matt Mercer. He's not Matt Colville.
Yeah.
The next Matt.
The other DM, Matt.
The other DM.
So by
Matt.
default, that makes him the second one. Oh,
No,
So wait, does our wizard have the most
Other.
hit points?
I do.
oh,
What do you
he's
have?
second.
I have 12.
I have 10, so I'm happy with
I
For
that.
what?
have 10 as well. I switched up my stats
HP.
again.
Oh, you did
Oh, I
again.
have 10.
6.
I tipped a negative in
Oh,
charisma.
yeah, I
15.
forgot.
Oh, barbarian.
D12s, baby. Barbarians, the only class that actually uses D12s.
I thought you were going to say 6 for a second.
Worst barbarian
But you
ever.
get the starting die. How is it a 6?
I rolled and it was a 1.
I have a negative 6
That'd be-
con.
I have a negative
I'm
6
actually
con.
dead.
Oh, first try, both.
Well, so that's
Save that.
For what?
help.
Let's,
God intervention.
let's
Right.
kick it off.
Yeah.
Just like
All right, yeah, here we go.
time.
Let's jump into
Yeah.
it, folks.
Oh boy.